Hello, visuals, and welcome back to the Loki special podcast. I mean, I don't need to... That was a nice jingle. Oh, B is here, even though she hasn't watched Falcon Winter Soldier and she hasn't watched Loki. But, you know, fuck it. She can chime in and be like, I like Thor.
Fuck you.
And obviously there's no need to ask you, Chris. I'm assuming you've seen it.
I have.
Of course you have. What do you think of the episode? Did you take notes again this week?
No.
Last week you come prepared with notes.
Not prepared. No. I don't think there was much notes. Me personally, you will, because I can see it right there.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out notes. I couldn't figure things out that stood out. The only one that really stood out to me is we found out that the time people,
the TVA,
might not actually be people.
Well, it's actually one of my notes.
They weren't born there. They were revenants.
The time people are there. So Owen Wilson and that.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my notes.
That's
variants
the only
themselves.
thing I really picked up on that. They got put. They zoomed to an island that was getting bombarded by another moon.
Yeah.
So get blown up.
Yeah, well, we'll get into where they are first. But did you enjoy the episode? Because apparently Tom Hiddleston says 4 and 5 is where it really fucking goes nuts. He said they were his favourite 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So
this is 4, isn't it?
That was the one we just got was 3. So we're about to start these 2 supposed epic episodes.
Yeah, last 2.
Last 2?
Is there 6?
6. There's 3 more. 4, 5 and 6.
Oh.
Chris in his maths. You stick to your 10-second races.
Will do.
It was only a few years ago that I realised I didn't know what a 10-second race was. I had no idea. And I think it might have been you that explained it to us. Potentially could have been you. But no, you enjoyed the episode.
I did.
I'll see if I can read from my own fucking shitty handwriting of naughty notes. There's more Easter eggy things. I've got a theory of what the episode was, because obviously at the end we get this big guy. We're gonna die.
They're all stood looking. They were supposed to go onto that ship, and they were gonna think that if they go on the ship, force it to take off quicker than it should be, they might survive.
But I'll explain to you why that doesn't make sense anyway in a sec. So that's why I've got my own little theory. Is to just for the episode itself, but we'll get into it in a sec. I'll just point out Lamentus 1, which is the planet which the whole episode's based on, isn't it? Lamentus 1. Andy just did that for the other day. It's an E for ectoplasm. E for Ellie. I did that when I was getting tattoos. I looked in the mirror and I went, shit, is that indeed? He went, oh, don't be a fucking weirdo. And I was like, I'm only joking. And then he turned around again. I went, I keep trying to fight everything with comedy, but it's just shit comedy because I'm not funny. It's fucking horrible. But he's like, oh, you're over it. I was like, I'm not. I'm just trying to be funny. But anyway, yes, right. So Lamentus 1, it was quite cool because where this is set in space, during the Conquest comic books of the Marvel's Annihilation Conquest stuff, they had loads of these comic books based around... it was based around this part of space. It was near Kree space. And the people from the negative zone came in and attacked all these places. And Lamentus 1 was the first place they attacked. And I thought it was quite cool because we've had a couple of negative zone people, small references in this. So I don't know if that's going to come into play. I haven't had enough to be like, negative zones in the MCU, shenanigans. I don't think we need to deep dive. I just thought it was quite interesting that they chose this planet to set the whole episode on, given what it's happened in the comic books.
Yes.
Sylvie's crown. I thought it was quite cool. Sylvie's crown just has just the snapped horn.
One of the horns. I saw that.
Yeah.
Release a Funko with it.
Yeah. Oh, get in. Obviously, that's a direct reference to.
Just a quick one. That young girl, episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying that's the younger version of her, Sylvie.
Quite possibly. I still don't think she is who she is anyway. I'm still sticking to my guns about that being an enchantress. But that's a good shout. But yeah, I thought it was quite cool because in Agent of Asgard, it was exactly, that was a comic book strip from 2014 to 2015. I've got it upstairs. It was the same. The crown had one horn and one was shattered. I thought it was a cool little attention to detail. The glorious purpose line. I'm fucking loving this as a catchphrase. It's Loki's main catchphrase now. He's I am here for glorious purpose. And the way he says it's just fucking beautiful. Again, they keep on harping on the fact that Sylvie hates being called a Loki, and again, stop calling me Loki. I'm not a Loki anymore. Stop it. And I'm like, well, Sylvie's the name of fucking Enchantress. You're definitely Enchantress. And the way the green comes on, and it's just building more and more. But at the same time, I was thinking, right, you're hammering home all of these points that you're not fucking a Loki. So are you just trying to give us a red herring and make everybody think, God, you're the Mephisto effect again, just for it to turn around and not be? So even though I still believe it, I'm starting to doubt it a little bit. I don't know if they're being a bit too thinking. Yeah, we've already spoke about it. Officially confirmed about when she was talking to him in the train about, you know, you can have a princess or a prince, going about his bisexuality and his gender fluid, because sometimes Loki will be a girl and all that shenanigans. I just thought I'd bring it up because I know how me and you aren't very PC.
No, I didn't say it doesn't bother me if he's a fucking pan or whatever. I'm there to watch the programme.
Yeah, see if they had a random character like they did with Dumbledore at the end of Harry Potter, where they just turned around and said, oh, he's gay. I was like, that's fucking pointless. Why are you telling us this now?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But whereas with Loki, it's kind of cool because of his stint in the comics and all that. It comes into play, his bisexuality and his... So as long as they do it right like this, awesome. But when they just randomly go, there's a gay character, just for the sake of saying that, that's when it does my head in.
Yeah. Yours after it's finished. Oh yeah, by the way, he's gay.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, thanks, but why tell me this?
Dumbledore was already gay in the...
Yeah, but they never state... Yeah, because that was all written afterwards. It's like when they finished Harry Potter and they weren't prolonging that story at the point, it made no sense.
Yeah, it's like me dying and then you find out 3 years later, oh, he was gay.
He's gay.
It's like, well, why tell me now?
It was, yeah.
Maybe some people want to.
Well, yeah, going for being gay, a gay Dumbledore also...
I've got nothing against gays, but it's pointless telling me this shit when I'm there to watch the film, not the fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah, you build a character, you build a portfolio about the little thing, but at the end of the day, if he's gay or not, it's nothing to do with what you're watching.
Yeah, it's fucking mad. But that's why, but in this respect, it's the other way around, because it does actually come into play. I thought it was quite cool. I'll just put it as a little note when we're having a nice Asgard song.
Let's sing a song.
It was quite. I enjoyed that bit. And another thing, Loki throws his glass, much like, let's see if Chris remembers, and he goes, another! Much like B has a hand up. Quickly, she's going to steal all the points. Much like, gonna be.
Thor.
Yes, he
when
does.
He misses Doctor Strange and he has his beard.
No, you were right, and then you got it wrong. In the first Thor film, when he drinks a cup of coffee,
yeah.
he drinks a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Because in the beer, he gets freaked out. He's like,
because it just fills up.
Yeah, but when he first drinks the coffee, he's in the thing. No, don't be. You got it right. Look, he wasn't going anywhere. Oh, she's sad now.
Is there a little cafe, aren't there?
Yeah, exactly. See, it's all coming to her head now. So when he sits and he drinks, he goes, and everyone's like, what the fuck's he doing? But obviously it must be a Viking thing to trash your thingies.
He's never really been to Earth, though, has he?
No. Infinity symbols everywhere, you know, the Mobius strips, they were all over that weird little city. I don't know if it means out, you know, like as in time being continuous and all that shit, but infinity symbols were everywhere in the little neon signs. Yeah. Hunter C20, which is the one who had... For the sake of argument, Loki was in her head, the female Loki. Yeah. And at the same time, there's a song playing. I've never heard the song in my entire life, and it's going, the devil's in your head. And I'm like, this is fucking weird, because it set the scene proper mint, because it's quite literally a devil in her head doing a little weird thingy. The devil in her head. I thought it was a cool bit of show making, film making. Well, it's not film, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Who else have I got here? Screen up looking at in the unfounded without follows. What have I even written there?
I don't know.
Oh yes, at the start of the episode when we're looking at the monitor. Oh, this is a beautiful bit. Again, you're not gonna fucking remember. We'll see if B can. When the start of the episode.
Oh, you haven't lost it.
No, but remember a different part. Oh, because it's fucking awesome. You know when the show starts and you see her with Hunter's thingy 20. And she's looking at the monitors, you see Loki turn up and he turns back and he looks up at the storm and then carries on walking in. It's so reminiscent of... Because there's a big storm, he's looking up. In Avengers Assemble, when Tony and Cap first get Loki and it's thunder and lightning, Cap's like, are you scared of a bit of thunder and lightning? And Loki's like, I'm not overly fond of what follows. So it was kind of like he was looking at the storm to see if his brother was going to be there. And I thought, that's fucking mint, man. It's fucking awesome.
You put too much attention.
No, but that's beautiful, because it's a big storm. He who knows Thor at the best out of everybody is looking up at this storm, and I'm like, Look at the goosebumps, man.
How am I supposed to know what a storm means?
It was fucking Thor.
Well,
Did
yeah,
you hear
but
what?
what's that
Did you
Thor?
hear what Usain Bolt's called his kids?
Thor?
Thunder and lightning. Thunderbolt and lightning bolt. That is mint.
Stupid.
Another thing relating to where's my first note? Lamentus 1. This is kind of cool. It doesn't really involve the show, but Q-Sat and Moondragon, they are the respective daughters of Captain Marvel and Drax in the comics, and they spend most of their time on that planet. I thought it's quite cool to point out.
Okay.
Because I know you like Drax. Sylvie talks about powers. Oh, yes. Sylvie talks, when they talk about their powers, you know, he can be like, I've got my powers of...
Yes.
I think if she talks about her powers... being able to enchant people and her powers are all to do with enchanting. I'm like, more Enchantress stuff. Don't fucking do it to me, Marvel. It's just building up more, Chris. It's building up more. It's going to be Enchantress and they're going to be turning around and say, it's not really. It's fucking not. Another cool one, which I might be connected to myself, but we've got another show which is all dealing with complex, mystical, magical, weird characters and they're disputing what love is. And it instantly reminded me of Vision's great line. Vision's great line is grief. What is grief but love persevering? I thought it's quite cool that they're having the same sort of theme running through the show. Is all about love and that. Sylvie using her headpiece as a weapon, just like
the Thor.
Just like Loki used in Thor Ragnarok. You know, he's on the Rainbow Bridge.
You said Thor.
Yeah, he's used on the bridge because he's obviously his crown's like a lot more pointier. But again, both. There is a lot of similarities here between the two characters, so that's why a little seed in my head was like, I don't think your original favourite might come right down, but I'm like, no. I still believe it is. Why have I written hair?
Don't know.
Oh yeah, we had the same fucking thing of Loki falling on the ground, laying on the ground and coming up and flicking his hair back up like that. Just like...
Thor?
Ragnarok, where he's Doctor Strange gets him back to the portal and he falls in front of him. I've been falling for 30 minutes. This is the third time we've seen Loki fall on the deck and do the same fucking thing. They love chucking Loki on the deck and fucking grounding the poor bastard. Yeah, there's my note. All the TVA agents are variants. That's a big fucking weird ass one.
Yes.
Where was that here? Right, yeah, this is my big theory. This is my big fucking theory,
What
Chris.
is your theory, though?
Right, we've established Lamentus 1, right? When they get there, she goes, oh, you're on Lamentus 1. Why are you here? This is the worst place out of everywhere that you could have chose. And what we learn is Loki found out that this Loki likes to hide in apocalypses because no matter what happens, the apocalypse will always continue and that place will be destroyed.
Yes.
Right? So usually she would hide there until it's destroyed and then she would loop back around and start again.
Yes.
They can't get off here. She's like, why have you chose this place? Because no matter what, we're all going to die. So they're on a planet. It's a guaranteed death. This plan to get away and go here and get on a ship and fuck off, it doesn't matter because if they can't get off that time, off the sacred timeline and get down that strip, they're dead, right? So it makes no sense. That's why they're all looking up like, oh, fuck, that's it. I've got no way of getting back. There's a part of me thinks at the start of the episode, somehow, some way, that she actually enchanted Loki and the whole episode didn't take place there. If you're with me.
I am.
Because obviously they need to, because she would enchant him to get more information on the TVA and this version of this variant of a Loki and whatever information she might need to get from him. Because we've seen it before at the start of the episode where she, boom, we're in a complete different set. We're at a bar here, there's music playing, they're ordering food and that. Mm-hmm. So I don't think they're really on that planet. Again, this is just a mini fun little theory of how they could explain escape and here.
Where do you think they are? Still on the store?
Yeah.
Oh, well, a TVA.
Yeah, somewhere about that. Or they could have definitely gone through, and she then might have started the enchantment. Then you know when they start to have their little fight.
Yeah.
Because like I said, how if their thing's knackered and they're literally on the brink of death, how can they escape this part of the sacred timeline? It's a little bit nuts.
It's a bit scary.
It's a bit nuts, mate. So, but yeah, there's my notes for this week. That's my notey notes for this week. Yeah.
Like I said, I enjoyed this week's, as I have done for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
More adventures to come.
Plenty more, three more fucking things to come. Well, what have you just had at? So yeah, it's still getting quite fun. I still believe there's Khan shenanigans going on. I still don't believe she is who she says she is. I believe there's something more going on with the dickheads controlling the sacred timeline. Again, we still need to see what happens to Mobius and what's gone down at the TVA with when she destroyed the sacred. Well, not destroyed, but she branched off these weird ass worlds. What a fantastic way! If they wanted to explain it now, this is the ideal way to bring X-Men and all that kind of shit in, because they could have been on some sort of peak where on the main sacred timeline they couldn't exist, but now there's a new branch happening. It's another good way for us to get an explanation of the Wanda at the end of her series when you hear
But we need to get to know now now we know that the TVA was created by variants. Who create them? Why are they there?
That's why I believe there is some Khan shenanigans, and like I said to you last week, a part of me still I haven't got too much hard evidence. I still kind of believe that these lot. In fact, I'm sure. Did you not hear a theory about this as well? That these lot could be in the quantum realm. The TVA could be located in the quantum realm.
Yeah, I did.
I'm sure I heard you listening to a video about that as well.
Yeah, usually when I open up TikTok, it randomly just brings up a theory, but it's the same two guys every time, and I'm just like.
Yeah, which is good for me because it means somebody else has thought of this as well.
Like how Big Hero 6 is linked to the MCU Avengers. Was it Age of Ultron? That they were talking about?
Yeah, because of Vision. If this is, I don't know if I heard that one, but there's a theory about the whole Vision body and Tony Stark doing the same thing with Thingy Hero.
Tadashi.
That's his name.
Yeah,
brother,
because
whatever.
it's there's a chip in one of the shots with Tony, where he's got all the chips. I don't know if he's with Bruce Banner at this time, but one of the chips has Tadashi's name on the top. And obviously, Hero's brother in Big Hero 6 is called Tadashi.
Have you seen Big Hero 6?
He built Baymax with a chip, didn't he? So apparently, like, he stored himself on this chip because for like when it goes back to like AI. So obviously, Tony and Thing made Vision, so that's what he thought they could do with his chip.
But that's not the theory I was on about. I'm sure I heard you talk about.
There was a quantum realm one.
I believe the TVA. Well, I think the TVA might be inside of the quantum realm. Which might mean Annihilus, because we have seen in the quantum realm when they were in Endgame, the comebacks, the little shot of the little city inside of the quantum realm. But I originally thought, maybe because Annihilus comes from there, and I thought, maybe that's related. But now I'm thinking, maybe. And again, if somebody else has thought of it, then there might be a bit of. But again, it could be just us nerds looking into it too much. Yes. But hey ho.
Let's go.
I'm just like, have you heard this? And I'll turn it up and it's just like, here's this theory. And it'll start and it's like, I've heard it. I'm like, okay.
But it's cool. I'm fucking loving Loki. I'm loving to see more variants. I would love to be, because obviously we still need to see the weird elected sort of Loki. You know, he's got the people around him, and it looks like he's looks some sort. You know, when the electoral people in America have the badges, vote for whatever.
We might get that next episode.
Yeah, hopefully it's. I'd love to see some sort of weird showdown between loads of different variant Lokis, because like I said, we've already seen images of the cycling Loki, the big strong Hulk looking Loki, and the magician Loki, and that would be fucking awesome. But you got any more sort of thoughts and opinions how you think it might go down?
Not at the minute, no. No. But obviously they must get off that rock.
Yeah.
But I want to say more on the variant.
Because she storms off, doesn't she? But whereas Loki stood there thinking, and everyone else just stood there thinking, But she storms. So maybe in that theory I said could be complete bullshit. She goes somewhere and gets the power source they need to quickly charge. But yeah, I love him going back to his old tricks of manifesting and teleporting to, shapeshifting himself and that. Just like, we've seen it with Coulson. When he kills Coulson, we think he's in front, but he's behind, stabs him in the back. I mentioned that physically stabbing in the back. When Mobius is like, you literally stab people in the back. He's like, but I won't do it again. But I won't do it again. It's fucking awesome, man. And last episode I did say to you, I don't think we'll get Loki after this, because if the sacred timeline is to be intact still, he needs to go back to where he is and die. So do you think some way there's a way out for Loki?
Like I said the last one though, I think we will see him because...
So you think he survives the end of all this?
I don't. Well, maybe
Well,
at the
found
complete end, maybe not. But at the minute, he will. I think because we're about to probably see him at some point in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's here to sort out his shenanigans.
Yeah.
And hers. So.
I found the theory.
Yeah. I don't. You want to play it loud in case we get flagged for anything. He's listening to a TikTok.
So the 2 series in, and it's stuck in the TVA.
2 episodes.
Yeah, stuck in the TVA. Do you know what the TVA stands for?
Yes, time varying
Okay.
Tory. I read comics. This is where I have glasses.
Shh.
I
Well, I'm
do
going to
that.
listen to this quietly.
We can't say
Shouting at
shushing
me.
when you're doing a podcast.
Oh, I've lost half of it now. It's to do with Ant-Man and the Wasp. I've got to listen to it again now because I missed it.
Quantum Mania.
Law. So yeah, we're gonna have to whisper Chris on a podcast.
Yes.
I mean, people listening to me and like, why is it silent? It's a quiet place all over again.
That was it. When they're stuck in the quantum realm, you
Yeah.
see
The city.
a city in the distance. And that's the TVA.
What I was just saying. So it's they're kind of building off the same sort of thing.
And then, what was Faze's mum was stuck in the quantum realm, so that time moves differently in the quantum realm.
And
And then Ant-Man got stuck in the quantum realm.
And Owen Wilson says it. I say it was Mobius.
Yeah. Because Mobius says that time moves differently in TVA.
Yeah.
So they're in a quantum realm. That's a theory. Yay!
I was
found
right
it.
as well. I was like, Mobius says it, and I heard him say. I said Owen Wilson says it, and I heard that guy go, Mobius says it.
And then the Avengers use the quantum realm to time travel as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously you remember that the famous shots and then.
Quantum Mania. You know what it was?
See, I mentioned
And it
Quantum
takes
Mania,
place
didn't
in
I?
the quantum realm.
See these. I've just mentioned all this. Tell these two to get a life.
And then it mentions something about Khan the Conqueror, and he's like one of the timekeepers. There you go. And that confirms that they might be in the quantum realm.
Do us a favour, please, B. Tell these boys that my boyfriend's mentioned all this on recording. Tell them now. Where is he? Where is he? Let me see them. I want to see these boys. Let me see these boys. Let me see these boys. Let me see them. Oh, it's a cool statue. No, they can say they got a cool statue. No, they got a cool statue. Doesn't matter. But no,
Cat one as well.
oh, they're fucking badass statues. Oh, he's got a Spider-Man there. They're cool. He's got a cool Spider. No, to be fair, no. Thank you for digging it up, B. But yeah, they've.
All I literally searched was fan theory Loki, and then someone duetted with them. That's how I found them.
There you go. What I told you about last week with the Kang shenanigans and what I've just said before being part of the video. So somebody else is already on the same trail. So I mean, just because us nerds are all thinking the same doesn't mean it's going to come true. A lot of us nerds thought fucking Mephisto was there fucking going sick. I still think Nightmare's going to maybe appear at some point and do whatever he's going to do. But hey yo. But yeah. I'm still gonna happily admit that currently this show is fucking fantastic. It still hasn't beaten Sam's speech. Sam's speech still gets me fucking going every day of the fucking week, mate. And they're just fucking pumping my chest. He's like, ain't no fucking super soldier, son. Hey, look, it's a Falcon. He's like, no, it's Captain America. He's like, go on, son. Fucking mint, man. I will follow that man into battle any day of the week.
What would you do?
What would I do? I mean, I've got no power. There'd all be miles at the back, and I'm, come in! I mean, I could bring one of my toys along, chuck a Pokeball at them, but you know.
You got your shield, you got your hammer.
Stormbreaker upstairs. I mean, I can't really carry all of this. I'll wear a wrestling shirt, I'll wear a John Cena shirt.
And just fight it all in.
One sec, Thanos, I'll just get on the bag, what have I got? Okay, you're a big purple bastard, I'll pull this out. And at this point, he's like, well, boom, deed. And as well, cool thing to point out, which when I rewatched episode 2, before I watched episode 3, then I watched episode 2, and then B come back at this. Then whatever it was, I can't remember. I didn't know. But anyway, a film fitting to point out that Loki's now at this current moment in time the only person in the entire MCU to physically touch the time stone with his fingers.
Fair enough.
If I remember correctly, anyway, because obviously even the Ancient One did it like this. Doctor Strange. I was trying to think when Thanos grabbed it, but
Did he not grab it?
I can't remember if he. I was trying to think, because I could be wrong here. I don't know if Thanos, if it come, because Doctor Strange did it like this, didn't he? And he pulled it from a star. And I can't remember if it levitated. Like, I don't remember him handing it, pardon me, to Thanos. If he did, then there's only 2 people that physically touched it. But whatever. What?
Doctor Strange put the stone out of the sky and made it float towards Thanos.
Yeah, it floats, doesn't it?
It floats
and
because Strange made it float.
Yeah, and then
it was only one given. It was the only one given. Thanos never touches it.
Yeah,
because
I didn't think he did.
No, because Strange willingly gave it up.
Yeah. So Loki is the only person to ever touch it, which is pretty cool. I love being a
He
fucking...
took it out of his thing, didn't he? And he floated over.
No, he didn't take it. He takes it out. It's a fake one. Then he goes like that, doesn't he? And the star appears, which is fucking mid little shot.
I'm gonna touch
I love being a little weird nerd. I love noticing this shit.
I'm gonna touch you.
Fucking mint.
I
I've got it
thought
upstairs.
you said it.
I'm going to touch it. We'll end it there anyway.
I'm going to touch you.
We'll end it there because I need to start the next podcast and absolutely grab you by the head and scream in your face.
Why?
Okay, just because of what we've just got. So you ready to end it there?
Yes.
Right, visual, thanks for listening. That was Loki. We didn't really develop any much major theories, I guess, there. But visual, thanks for listening. We'll just keep on keeping on.
And as always, love you, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
Ooh.